to episode 7 of my quilt from scratch. Today I'm working on my binding. So I have it all laid out. It's going to be about 1.5 inches wide, so total I have 6 inches. Fold it in half and press it to make a nice seam there, or not seam, edge, sorry. And then I can fold the outside edges to the middle, and I only have to measure when I cut it. It makes everything really, really easy. So mine is about 1.5 inches edge for my quilt, and that's the way I like it. I feel like 1 inch isn't quite wide enough, and I usually just don't have enough for 2 inches. So 1.5 inches is usually what I end up with. I use the same material as I did for the backing, and that keeps the back looking nice and clean and uniform. And because I used a larger sheet, I have some extra overlap, some extra material, and it's usually enough that I can use it for my binding. So now that I've gotten it all laid out flat and nicely even, I'm gonna press it down just so it stays that way. It's nice and smooth. As you can see, I have a whole roll of it over there, and I'm going to show you how I join them together. So basically what you do is you join them on an angle instead of straight across, and when you fold it, they all lay in different directions. So you don't have any bulky places where the seams are overlapping one another. So that just keeps it nice and smooth and not so noticeable, which if you use any kind of store-bought binding, you can look at them and see that they do exactly the same thing to keep it nice and smooth and flat. Well, this may look like a lot, but I have a whole lot more binding left to finish, and you don't need to watch that, so I'm going to speed it up a bit and see you in a minute. Well, now that I've got it all finished, it's time to wrap it up and, keep it all nice and straight so that all my ironing didn't go to waste. Now, this is a really big roll, but as you can see, it's pretty evenly exactly 1.5 inches. And there's some variation in the tone just because it was an older sheet with some coloration problems, but once it gets on, it'll look just fine. So I'll see you guys again next week, and we'll get this baby all hooked together. Bye.